If someone stole your guitar design, you'd be pretty upset too. This is not a Martin guitar. This is a takamine guitar. This looks just like a Martin D19 guitar, but it's a takamine. During the 70s and 80s, takamine used many of Martin's designs. That might not have been a coincidence though. Jeff Allen France says that Diastone used to make guitars for Martin, and then Takamine bought Diastone and then acquired all of Martin's blueprints. He said that this is the reason why they came out with all of these copies. It seems very plausible that this could have happened, but I can't find a record anywhere that Diastone actually was bought by Takamine, or that Diastone ever worked with Martin. Martin did make guitars in Japan for a period of time, so I'm not sure if Diastone actually did make those guitars or if it was somebody else entirely. However, Takamine did go on to make over 30 models of guitars that looked almost exactly like Martin. They also made copies of Guild guitars as well. These guitars with the headstock that looks very similar to Martin are known as the lawsuit era guitars, and it seems to have kind of a cult following online. A lot of people love these guitars, and I understand why. The price of these guitars are almost the same as when they came out in the 70s and 80s. In the 80s, Takamine changed their headstock design and their logo. But what actually happened? Was there a lawsuit actually filed? Was Takamine actually stealing Martin's designs? Were they doing anything wrong at all? This F349 looks like it's in a lot worse condition than it actually is. This was actually my first acoustic guitar. It was my father's guitar, which he bought in the early 80s, and I think he paid somewhere around $400 to $500 for it. When he bought this guitar, he didn't actually know about Martin guitars, and he didn't think that this was a budget guitar either. This was modeled off of Martin's D19 guitar, which you can see in the 1980s was selling at Elderly Music for $669. It's not uncommon for luthiers to copy other people's designs. In fact, in classical guitar, that's how most guitar luthiers learn how to make guitars. The Torres guitar from the 1800s is where we get the modern classical guitar, and really where this guitar design comes from today. This guitar is completely mahogany. It has a polyurethane finish, and the reason it looks this way is because I was going to put a French polish finish on the guitar. The way that I've done this in the past is by taking some kind of solvent to loosen up the polyurethane finish, and then I'm able to scrape it away. I had kind of a tough time with this particular finish and decided to just stop for a little while. I haven't gone back to finishing it, and I've kind of liked the way that this looked. It has kind of a unique look to it, and so I'm kind of torn on whether I want to completely refinish the guitar or not. What do you think? Right now, maybe ironically, the guitar is set up with Martin Monal strings. This fake Martin has real Martin strings on it. It doesn't have a lot of low end or high end really. It kind of sits very nicely in the middle, and I think that's really good for recording. It really doesn't have the same volume or brightness that I hear from a lot of modern guitars, but I think it's still a good guitar, and it's great for recording, or if you have a microphone in front of it. For an acoustic jam though, I don't think it's really loud enough to cut through the mix. The neck feels really great. I've replaced the tuners on this one, except for this tuner right here. I've also put a bone saddle on the guitar. Overall, it's a great guitar. Played a lot of gigs with this thing, and it's a really versatile instrument. Martin never actually filed a patent for this dreadnought design, and since it's so common for luthiers to copy other people's designs, what Takamine did was completely legal. I haven't actually found any hard evidence that they had blueprints for Martin's guitars. There was never actually a lawsuit, but people say that they were sent a cease and desist letter. I haven't actually found any evidence for this cease and desist letter, and I'm not sure what it would have actually said in there. Whatever it did or didn't say, Takamine did decide to change their headstock and their logo. If you have some kind of proof, I would love to see that. This is such a great guitar to have, especially for the price. You can find these for almost $500 and probably even less in some cases. Some of the other models that I saw have really nice choices of wood, and they also have really cool designs. So I can't wait to try some more of these out. I think it would be safe to say that all of these Takamines would be great choices. I'm not sure you can find another guitar this unique in the price range. If you find one of these near you for a good price, I would say go pick it up. At least try it out. I also want to show you this vintage 1960s Gibson classical guitar. I'm giving this away on the 15th to one of my subscribers. You have to be in the US and 18 or older. I just made a video talking about this one, so you can check that out as well. I'm also offering private lessons, and I just started selling these Mushroomia t-shirts if you're interested. Thanks everybody for subscribing, and I'll have more videos coming to you soon.